Welcome to Module 8. We're going to discuss some strategies for gaining followers. You've already learned how to create a consistent, engaging, and recognizable Instagram account. And I'll be frank, that's about 85% of the battle. You've learned everything you need to know to turn more profile views into profile follows. And that's an incredible thing. As you know now, content is king. You won't have followers if you're not producing good content. But we've already discussed that in our previous modules. And now we know that you're creating consistent, engaging, interesting, and relevant content. So now there's a new question. How can you get more people to view the great profile that you've created? How can you show off this account that you've spent so much time and energy into? How can you get more profile views? So let's walk through a few different strategies for guiding users to your posts organically. The first strategy is the most simple and frankly the most neglected. You have to interact on the platform. That means taking part in the community. And there are a lot of different ways to do that. A huge one is commenting on other users' posts. The comment section is probably your most valuable resource for meeting and interacting with new users and potential followers. Don't underestimate the power of setting a daily goal to comment on a certain number of posts. You'd be surprised how many profile views you can get by doing just that. Another way to interact and build relationships with specific users is to reply to their stories. That can help build a connection between you and an influencer you want to work with. It can tell the algorithm that you and that user should see more of each other's posts, which is only good for your engagement and your content. The other way to interact is by taking part in story games, tags, and community events. Pay attention to the trends going on in the community. So if there's a story game that's going around, go ahead and take part in it. If there's a tag challenge that's going around, take part in it. And if there's community events, that can mean read-alongs or readathons, or sometimes people will do live Q&As. There's all sorts of opportunities to get involved and get to know people this way. I do want to warn you, though, that you should not waste your efforts liking and commenting on irrelevant users. So don't waste your energy on fashion bloggers and foodies if you're trying to attract people who love books. Find the appropriate community and make yourself a part of it by crafting human conversations. So why does this work? Comments in particular are a great way to get your account out there. Lots of people do explore the comment sections of other posts, and if you write an engaging comment, they're more inclined to click on your profile and see what your content shares and what value you offer. You also have to remember that Instagram isn't just a bulletin board. It's not just a place to post your content. It's a place to interact. It's a place to engage with other users. And it's really all about authentic relationships. So don't underestimate the value of interaction. This is absolutely crucial. You can't just post good content and expect people to flock to it. So you need to put yourself out there. You need to network. Again, remember that the social rules haven't changed. They're just digital, right? So let's go ahead and move on to the second strategy. This strategy would be to use influencers' posts to your advantage. So let's talk about just how you can do that. Now, as we just mentioned, the comment section is a great resource, and you can use influencers' comment sections to find potential contacts and hopefully potential followers. So in order to do this, you would go to an influencer's comment section on their posts, and you would scroll through those comments and see who left interesting, thoughtful comments. Go ahead and select a few of those accounts to view. Now for each of those accounts, go through and like 3 to 4 of their posts, and then I want you to leave a thoughtful comment. This is a great way to increase your profile views organically. So why does this work? Users often frequent the comment sections of other accounts. So use this strategy as a chain to increase your exposure. Using influencer posts is a great way to go because if those users are interested in the content provided by an account similar to yours, they might be also interested in what you have to offer. You also know they're an actively participating account in the community because they've just shown engagement on another account. So take advantage of influencers' posts. They have lots of commenters, lots of people that are very interested in what they post, And you can use that to build connections, to sort of build a bridge between you and potential followers. My third technique is thinking strategically about hashtags. Now, we've discussed using relevant hashtags before, but in this video, I want to address strategy regarding the size of hashtags. Let me show you what I mean. Using hashtags with too few posts means less viewers are exploring those hashtags and are therefore less likely to ever find your posts. On the other hand, using hashtags that are too popular and have too many photos means plenty of people are checking the hashtag, but it's overcrowded and your photo will likely get lost in the vast amount of content. So when you're selecting hashtags to use and experiment with, take a look at the number of posts under that hashtag. For example, the hashtag photography has over 211 million posts. The chances of your content being seen under a hashtag of that size are pretty slim. There's just too much content. Now let's look at the other side of the coin. Alternatively, hashtag #ITakePhotographs only has 214 posts. This has the opposite problem. The chances of being seen under hashtag of this size are also very slim because there's just not enough activity. No one is checking or searching for that hashtag. In both of these scenarios, your content isn't getting seen. So what is the solution? You've got to find the happy medium. When you're selecting hashtags, the majority of those that you choose should have post sizes between 9,000 and 3 million. You don't want to use any hashtags that have no activity, and you also don't want to be using too many hashtags that have way too much activity, because you're not going to be seen in either of those scenarios. So you want to find the middle ground here, and a good number of reference is between 9,000 and 3 million. My only exception to that is those hashtags that are considered category hashtags, like hashtag writer or hashtag bookblogger or hashtag bookstagram. So only use a few of these larger hashtags per post. Otherwise, you want to try to find that happy medium so that your content has the best chances of being seen when users are exploring those categories. A great way to escalate your follower count is by hosting giveaways. And the reason for that is that you can set rules that act to benefit your account's exposure. So let me show you what I mean. Let's look at this example. Here's a set of giveaway rules that I would use. So in order to enter, these are actions that the users have to take. So first off, I would require that they must be following me in order to win. And then for an entry, I would say that they must tag 2 friends in the comments. And then for an extra entry, they could shout out this giveaway in their story. And lastly, an alternate to posting a shout out in their story would be to repost the giveaway photo and to make sure that they tag me in both the caption and the photo. So let's go ahead and break this down and see how each of these giveaway rules would benefit you and your account and how they help significantly with growth. So of course, the first rule says that they must be following you in order to win. So if your giveaway is successful, then you should definitely see a jump in followers from each giveaway that you hold. The second rule, that they have to tag 2 friends in a comment for an entry, means that you are getting exposure to specific users. And this is valuable because users are tagging people that they trust, they're tagging their friends. And so their friends are likely to jump on board and see what their friend's talking about. And this is a great way to sort of create a chain from people that are viewing your post to people who aren't, and how you can sort of loop them into viewing your profile and your feed and your content. So that's a really valuable tool to use. The next 2 giveaway rules are extremely valuable because you can gain exposure to entire followings. So I always include these in my giveaways because it's sort of the biggest bang for your buck, if you will. By reposting and sharing in their stories, you're essentially forcing a shout out for a potential reward. And just the value in that is incredible because you are reaching entire followings. And hopefully, if you've done a good job with your giveaway photo, those followings are inclined to check out your content. They're inclined to view your profile. And hopefully, if you've created good content, they're going to see your profile. They're going to see your hard work, and they're going to want to press that follow button. So this is a great way to gain profile views. As I'm sure you can tell by now, giveaways are a great strategy. They increase your account's exposure to potential new followers in ways that's hard to achieve elsewhere. My next strategy is to collaborate with influencers. As an author, you already have a reason to collaborate with influencers, and it's your book. Just by offering a copy of your book to influencers in exchange for a post on Instagram, you open the door for almost endless shoutouts and mentions. Influencers can really help you get the word out not only about your book, but that you are active on the platform. So even regular general users might start posting about your book, and they could give you shout outs and mentions as well. And this is all part of the cycle of how you can use social media to really increase the success of your book sales. So here are a few ways in which you can collaborate with influencers. The first is the most common, and that's just to give a copy of your book in exchange for an Instagram post. The second is to co-host a giveaway together. This is a great method because not only is it your followers that are seeing the giveaway, but it's also the influencer's followers, which in most cases are going to be higher than yours. So it's a great way to take advantage of that. The third option is to give author interviews, and in that same vein, you can really get creative on how you want to collaborate. So collaborations are really only limited to your creativity and your imagination and what your relationship with an influencer could build and turn into. So it's really up to you on all the different ways you could collaborate. In that same vein, in the next video, we'll be going into detail about how to properly reach out to and interact with influencers. So I will see you there.